Welcome to this week's workshop on tracking Calendly with Google Tag Manager. Let's dive in. Alrighty, before we get in, just a minute about who I am. I'm Manisha Mistry. I'm an instructor at Measure U. As an instructor, I became a measurement marketer in 2022. As a measurement marketer and an instructor, I work with our dedicated measurement management clients. I'm actively answering client and member questions. I love all things BigQuery, Analytics Canvas, and Looker Studio. Alrighty, as always with any one of our videos, our trainings, watch this and grab one thing. Go ride the bike and then circle back, give it another watch, and grab another one thing. Let's start. Let's dive into tracking Calendly with Google Tag Manager. Alrighty, so before we dive in to Google Tag Manager and show you all the setups, we want to show you where you can get a GTM container template for Calendly. And you're going to need this template to do this setup. So what you're going to do is you're going to join measureu.com. If you're not part of Measure U, if you are, fabulous, hit us back here and hit us up with any questions you have. But if you're not back here, at the end, I will tell you how you can join completely for free. So what you're going to do is you're going to come into Workshop Library. And then what you're going to do is, this contains all our workshops, okay? And this is actually available to anybody completely for free. So you're going to look for the Calendly workshop, and then you're going to click on it. You're going to scroll down under Helpful Resources. The resource will be here. It'll be called GTM Calendly Container Template. That is a template we here at Measure U created just for you to set up Calendly, and we'll be using that template in the training we're going to walk through. So now let's go dive into that. Into that same Google Tag Manager container that we've used throughout our sessions, okay? As you can see, our clarity tag is right there. Okay, now we've went through importing a few times, and we are going to deep dive it a little later, but I want to show you it again. So you're going to go admin. You're going to come here to import container, click on this caret, come in here, choose your file. So I'm coming in here, and I'm going on downloads, and I'm going to pick the one I just downloaded. Okay, this is the super important part. You want to make sure you choose a new workspace and name your workspace. Because we have a team and we have a few members, we like to name it as that person's name and then what they're doing. I'm doing Calendly today, but maybe I'm doing something else. I name it differently, right? So if Julie was to come in here and see this workspace, she's like, oh, Manisha's working on installing Calendly in Google Tag Manager. Perfect, she's on it. Now, it's very easy to just confirm. You want to be careful because as you can see right now, if I was to confirm, I am deleting all the hard work that Julie and I have done over the last few days. Not something we want to do. I don't think Julie's going to be happy with me if I did that. So I'm going to go merge. And you want to be careful also because I could have overwritten some paid ad stuff. Then you don't want to overwrite conflicting. You want to rename conflicting. And this is really important. And now you hit confirm. If you really want to see the changes, you can click on this view details and it'll show you like, hey, here's the tags we're adding, here's the triggers we're adding, here's the new data layer variables we're adding, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to go confirm. And let me go get my page. Bear with me for 1 second. I need to go get my book a meeting page. Okay, so here we are now. We have added all this Calendly stuff. Remember, I'm in my workspace, so now I'm going to go preview. And look how fast that was. I think that took me like a minute or two. So, your client's like, hey, I need Calendly started. We got you covered. Okay, so I'm pasting in. This happens to be a page on our site where you can book a meeting with me. It is not live. So if you hit it, you won't be able to see it. So we're just going to give it a second to load. Oh, wait, I think I forgot a step, and I think I know which step I forgot. Okay, let me go into here and just TBV, because you know what's going to happen? I know what's going to happen. Okay, so it's going to load. I'm actually going to let it load, okay? And I'm going to walk through the steps. Okay, so now I have a page, and there's no time with me in August. That's fine. I'm taking some vacation next week, but there's time with me in September, okay? Now, I could go through booking it, right? But I want to show you guys something, and I forgot a critical step, and that's totally on me. When you import something, make sure you go into each tag and see if you need to enter your GA4 measurement ID. So I'm actually going to hop in here. So this one is a Calendly trigger. This is the tag. It's a listener. So here's the code, right? So there's no GA4 measurement ID in here. And then this is a data layer variable. Okay, now I got 2 tags. Okay, let me take a look at this for a second. There's this one, and bang, you see that? I went a little too fast, and I need to update this measurement ID. Okay, so we're going to go get our measurement ID, but I want to check the next one. Okay, so then there's this one, which is the Google tag. So let me hop into tags and kind of fix this up, just kind of get this going. Okay, so I already have a config tag right here. Remember this? Julie set this up in one of the first sessions. So here's our measurement ID. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come in here and grab this, just doing a Control C on my keyboard. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for my Calendly event. Come in here, and I'm going to paste it here because I got to send the data to the right GA4. Okay, I don't need to change anything there, so perfect. Hold on, save. Okay, and then remember this one that was calling me out and I skipped it because I went too fast? Hey, trust me, I've totally been there. Well, because I already have this tag here, I don't need this one. Now, sometimes you may not want to delete it right away. So what you could do is click the checkbox, come up, see this corner here, there's a bunch of buttons appeared. I'm going to unclick and reclick and kind of watch that corner. See that? You're going to hit pause. So that way it's still there if for any reason I need it. Okay, so now that we fixed that, let's restart our preview. That's good, I caught myself. So we're going to go preview again. And we're going to go get our domain. Okay, we have our domain right here. Book a meeting. And now let's TBV, our events are firing. Okay, so this is going to load a page. And I'm going to hop back into Analytics Mania just to show you the different events that he fires on because we're firing on the same events. I'm going to scroll up. And these are the different ones. So there is profile page viewed, which we don't have because we're loading the exact, schedule on the page. But we should see like event type viewed or date and time, and then event scheduled once I book a meeting. So I'm actually going to hop in here in Tag Assistant. And what I'm looking for, I'm going to go continue. You have to enable, so make sure you enable. I'm going to come and look at my points in time. So we see a bunch of stuff. We do see the listener loaded, right? So the listener loaded. And now I'm going to actually come in here and go Calendly. And I can see that it sent event to GA4. It was calendar event type viewed. Now, the next thing you want to do is TBV. This data is going into GA4. Sometimes GA4 can be a little tricky. So this is our teaching account. Coming into here, going down here under admin. The GA4 is giving me a heart attack right now. Okay. For a minute there, I'm like, it's not going to work for me, folks. Go to debug view. And let's see if I show up here. Okay, so I see a couple scrolls. Okay, I don't see myself yet. I'm clicking on here to see if there's anybody else here. Okay, I see a couple scrolls. I see a couple pages. Let's do a few other actions and then circle back to debug. So I'm going to come in here. Now I'm waiting for this to load, and we're going to schedule a meeting, me with me. Okay, so I'm going to book myself on the 9th. I'm going to say we're going to meet at 2 p.m. next, and I'm going to enter some details. So I'm going to enter my name. I'm going to enter my email. Oh, nice. It has it in there. Save makes it easier. I'm going to give it a phone number. That is not my real number, folks. And I can share some details. Is a meeting to chat about GA4. Here we go, and we are going to schedule the event. So now I'm expecting to see, going back to the blog, I'm expecting to see that event scheduled, right? So let's go back, Tag Assistant, and see what fired. So we see a couple of different calendars. Here's the first one. This is calendar type viewed. Here's the next one. This one is calendar date time selected, and this one should be me scheduling a meeting. Scheduling a meeting, right? So now I can tell my client, hey, we can tell you that somebody viewed something, then they tried to pick a date time, and then they schedule something. And maybe by tracking this, a good thing you can notice is maybe it's like, people come to date time selected, but they don't convert. And maybe it's the questionnaire, right? However, let's see if GA4 caught us. This is going to be like the moment of truth, folks. Okay, so we got one here. So the other ones are coming through a little slow. Sometimes the debug can be a little slow, but I can see that the calendar type event type viewed came through. I'm going to give it a second to see if GA4 wants to work. Just kind of give it a minute. If it doesn't come through, you can just wait a little to see. And the other thing you can do is come in the next day, so in 24 hours, and come into explorations and kind of check if the event's there, or come into your events here and see it here. But that's how quickly you can set Calendly up. Alrighty, so there you have it. What was your one thing? Was it that in Measure U, we have a Calendly template ready for you to use, and you can set up Calendly within minutes? Whatever it is, go ride the bike, practice that one thing, come back, give it a watch, and then grab another one thing. Alrighty, as always, we want to remember our measurement marketing framework that helps you go from marketing in the blind to marketing where you can reliably grow revenue and profit. When it comes to calendar, you want to make sure you have these questions in your plan. Then during your build, you would set up Calendly measurement in GTM just like we did. And then during launch, you would listen, forecast, and optimize your Calendly. Now, as mentioned earlier, you may want to consider joining the Academy Insiders. In addition to that, learning more about Measure You and how you can get access to our free resources, but also learn more about the Academy Insiders. To do that, you can go to measureyou.com/workshop. Going to that link, you can join Measure You completely for free. You'll get access to our student lounge and our workshops, but you can also learn more about our Academy Insiders there where you can ask us questions live, you can come to live trainings, and get access to all our trainings. So there you have it. That was tracking Calendly with Google Tag Manager.